in today's session of Divorce Court. Tiffany Jones says Daris is nothing but a two-timing, no-good husband.
There is no truth to any of this, Mr. Jones.
I ain't gotta respect her.
Yes, you do. And you will respect her as long as you stand before me.
I may be a hoe, I may be a slut, but I'm gonna go out and get me some butt now.
Excuse me? Oh, you're not even a good storyteller, please.
Now Tiffany Jones wants justice as she faces Daris Jones in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Tiffany Jones versus Daris Jones. And Ms. Jones, I'm advised that after a year and a half of marriage, you're ready to give it up. That's not even trying to stay married. What could have happened in a year and a half to make you want to say forget it?
One night, Daris was going to work, and he dropped me off at my mother's house. And someone told me to call the house, so I called the house. And a woman answered my phone. So I asked, first I thought I had the wrong number. And she repeated my number to me. And I was like, okay, who is this? And she said, Daris' fiance.
Huh?
And then
you didn't know he was already married and had a fiance.
So then I asked to speak to Daris.
But she lying,
and she said Daris was in the shower. So I said it's very important that I talk to him. So he came to the phone. And when he got to the phone, he started whispering, acting like he didn't know who I was.
She didn't ask you who you were?
No, she did
lying
not.
Over here.
So when he came to the phone, he was whispering, then what happened?
And then I was asking him who that woman was that was over there. And he just kept whispering, saying she was there for a friend. So he must have been at work. So I hung up the phone.
He was supposed to have been at work?
He must have been at work.
She lying.
So she never called you at home? This is a made-up story?
Yes.
That's not the first time it happened.
Wait a minute. You walked into my courtroom with this made-up story?
No. And
there is no truth to any of this, Mr. Jones.
She ain't never called my house.
But that's not the first time.
Well, wait a minute. So tell me your version.
So my version of it is, when I dropped her off at her mother's house, I went by and picked up a few of my boys. We came back to the house, got us some drinks, and maybe some people might have came by, but I was in the shower, so I don't know.
Oh, maybe some people might have come by and you in the shower, you don't know who came through your house. Hey. That's your version?
Yes, because it's my house.
That's the best you could do?
Because it's my house. So,
but he must have been, he told me he was going to work.
Your house?
Yes.
You went and picked up some boys?
Yes.
Maybe some people could have come by.
Maybe,
and you didn't know who came by because you were in the shower.
Because I was in the shower.
So then it's quite conceivable and possible that one of those persons who came by could have been a female who answered your phone when she called.
But they ain't going to pick up my phone because they know better.
How do you know? You were in the shower. You don't even know who came through the door.
Nope.
How do you know they wouldn't pick up your phone?
Because I know that.
Oh, please. If you're in the shower, you don't hear the phone ringing.
Oh, I'm here.
Really?
Yeah, because the phone my best friend.
But you don't know who came through your door?
Nobody came through my door.
No, you just said maybe some people could have come by, Mr. Jones.
To the best of my knowledge, ain't nobody come to the door.
Oh, you're not even a good storyteller, please. You know what?
What?
Her lie is better than yours.
Because she's a professional lie.
Hers makes much more sense.
But she's a professional lie.
Now, I'm telling you that hers is much more believable to me than what you're saying. Now, you call it professional, whatever.
Yes.
But I call it logic and good sense, good common sense.
But Tiffany knew how I was.
And what does that mean? She knew how you were.
Because when me and her first started going together, I was the same way.
And what does that mean?
Tiffany called me a hoe sometimes, but every time she'll call me a hoe, I was like, I may be a hoe, I may be a slut, but I'm going to go out and get me some butt now.
Oh! Why would you marry somebody talking about,
do the right thing for the baby.
But you're going to do the right thing for the baby. So if you're thinking about the baby,
so the baby could have a last name, you know.
Your baby can have a last name without you marrying her, because once you conceive and you're the father.
I'm trying to be a good father.
No, you're not trying to be a good father, because part of being a good father is being a good husband.
But I'm still a young man to it.
And what does that have to do with life?
But I got needs, though.
But he's
and
not
I'm getting
a good
taken
father.
care of.
Excuse me? You got needs.
That's right.
And that's all you can stand here and say, that I married her for the sake of the baby so he could have a name. When you conceived and she conceived your child, that gives the child a name. And I want to be hold on a second. And I want to be a good father. A good father is also a good husband if you have a wife, because they go together. But I'm a young man and I have needs, and she's an old woman that doesn't have any needs.
No wife, though.
You shouldn't have gotten married. You had no
I thought I was
intentions.
doing the right thing, though.
No, you didn't. You had no intentions of doing the right thing. Because you took a vow that says, I will be with one woman till death do us part. And you knew that you had no intentions.
I was drunk that night.
You got married drunk?
Yeah, I got married drunk. You know?
That's how serious you took the marriage vow.
I told her why I did it. And
just getting married to give the baby a name, but no intent to be a husband and to be monogamous. No intent. Did you tell her that?
But yes, I told her that, and also my plans was I was going to try to grow into it, you know, but I saw it wasn't working. You
wasn't going to try to grow into nothing.
Same stuff I was doing, old girl was doing it too.
Who's old girl?
Tiffany.
Now let me tell you something. In my courtroom, obviously, I'm not going to even talk about your mother because she probably did teach you respect, but you're not practicing it now. But in this
I ain't got to respect her.
Yes, you do. And you will respect her as long as you stand before me. Now, what you do out of my presence is your business. But you will respect her in this courtroom. And you might as well get that through your head right now. She is not old girl. Her name is Miss Jones, so if you want to call her by her first name, you can call her Tiffany.
Okay.
Because to disrespect her is to disrespect me. That's what you say about women. That's your attitude. And I'm not having it. You have children now. You have any girls?
Two girls. Two girls.
One Yana.
Well, one.
Well, hold on a second. You have one that you claim as yours. Is that what it is?
One that I know is mine.
And one girl, right?
Yes.
Now, at some point, she's going to grow up. Now, would you appreciate a man disrespecting your little girl?
No, I wouldn't.
You'd be ready to kill him, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
She has a mother, too.
Though, Yana.
She has family that loves her, too. They don't appreciate you disrespecting her. Nor do I. And it won't happen any longer. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what's this about one child that you know is yours?
See, my firstborn, I know she is mine. But my second one was conceived while me and her was going through a breakup.
You were also not having sex with her?
Sometimes, Shauna.
Well, then how many times did it take to conceive a child?
It takes once.
Just one?
Yeah.
So that child could conceivably be yours?
But I'm saying, but she had other men calling the house, coming by and seeing her and stuff, you know?
No, we agreed to have friends.
What?
We agreed to have friends because he wanted female
friends. And she lying,
friends.
Yana.
Hold on a second. There you go, she lying again. Every time she opens her mouth, she's lying. Let me hear it. All right? Now, what's this about you having other people?
Because he had
other men?
He wanted to have friends, and I wanted to make him happy, and he had females calling the house, so I had my male friend calling the house, which he knew.
You're going to tell me that because your husband decided that he was going to go out and mess around with any and every woman he could, that you were going to destroy your body the same just because he did?
I was just talking on the phone. I was just talking on the phone.
So why do you have to have male friends when you got a husband? You made a commitment too. You made a vow.
But I never broke it. I just had a friend.
So you just talking to him, getting ready to break it?
No.
You had a few friends.
No, I didn't have a few.
It's not funny.
One.
I say 5
Two
or 6
wrongs
friends.
don't make a right. And because he chooses to destroy your body, it's an individual thing. You still can respect yourself and not go out and do the same.
When divorce court returns, the judge gets tough with Tiffany and Daris.
What is wrong with you people? What is marriage all about? This is just a plaything to you all.
And results of the paternity test are in.
Let him see it, Joe.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Tiffany Jones versus Daris Jones as they prepare to hear paternity test results on a child he says isn't his.
Now he's claiming that you had an affair. Are you pregnant? Did you have a second child?
Yeah, I had a second child.
Did you have sex with somebody other than your husband?
No, I did not.
So why does he say it's not his child? Did you tell him that?
To hurt him, because he was hurting me. I know I was wrong, but...
What do you mean you told him to hurt him?
To hurt him, because he was hurting me.
What did you tell him?
I told him it wasn't his.
And why did you say that?
To hurt him.
No good.
Just to make him mad?
Yeah.
And you didn't think that he was going to find out or try to find out?
I mean, I know it's his, so...
You sure?
Yes.
There was nobody else in your life?
Sure.
No.
Now, what happens if it's not?
Then she not mad neither then.
Because you're really certain about the fact
Yes,
that you
I
were
am.
just talking on the telephone. Maybe you got pregnant talking through the phone.
No.
Think that may have happened?
No.
So Tiffany
that's
had
the
men
second
coming
child?
by to the house too, y'all.
That's not
Had
true.
men coming by the house.
And Tiffany had 2 guys come by the house, while I was leaving and put me out the house.
That's not true.
I was cool with it.
Now
That
it's your
is
turn.
not
That's
true.
not true.
She lying over here.
All right, here we go. She's lying. That's your phrase. She's lying. That's not true. I'll tell you the same thing.
Tiffany had 2.
I want to hear what he has to say.
So Tiffany had 2 guys come by the house at different times, and both times she made me leave the house. But I was cool because I was doing the same thing. So I told her, go ahead and get her little play on. I don't care.
What is wrong with you people? What is marriage all about? Go ahead and get your little play on, just like that. Just go ahead. Do you read?
Yeah.
Do you watch television?
Yes.
You listen to the news?
No.
You never
like
heard
the
about
news.
sexually transmitted disease?
I know all about it.
You don't care about it,
I say I know all about it.
but you don't care.
I do care.
Think it can't happen to you?
I know it can. But
So what's
I'm
this
gonna try
about
to
go ahead and
prevent
get your
it
little play on and just in and out of relationships like that?
because it's her thing. I can't tell her who to give it to or not.
No, you can't. But,
No.
but I mean, why are you going to sanction it for a wife in a marriage?
Because I ain't care. Shoot.
This is just a plaything to you all.
No. Shoot. Really, it's
Let
like
me
a
move
little
past
arrangement.
this. It's a shame and disgrace that you people are using marriage in such, loose terms. You don't have to be married. You don't have to get married. If you want to play around, you want to have as many women as you want, then you don't have to stand before any altar and say, I promise to love, honor, and cherish.
I tried to make it work for a few months, but when I saw it wasn't, I'm going for mine.
Oh, you sounded so ignorant. I'm sick of listening to it. Something about test results here, about a paternity test. You took a paternity test for the second child?
Yes, we did.
And you're asking for support. Let me get to that. What's the second child's name?
China, Michelle Jones.
Well, this says you're not excluded as the father. You want to see it? Will you believe it if you see it?
Yes.
Let him see it, Joe. What that means is there's a 99.9999% that you're the father of the second child.
Okay.
And do you have any proof that she was having sexual intercourse with any other man?
I took her word for it.
Okay. You just took her word for it.
Yeah, I took her
so
word
she
for
says
it.
that she
Because
said
females
that to make you angry.
Some
and
females.
yeah, a lot of times we do
Some females are
that.
scandalous and will try to lie about getting pregnant, try to keep a man.
And a lot of women lie about being pregnant to keep a man, and a lot of men lie about not being the father to keep from paying child support. So we throw that stone both ways.
He don't take care of my first child.
Okay, and about her saying I don't take care of my first child, when I try to get my child from her, no, you can't get her. Then
Because he
when
don't
I
get-
asked her why, she was like, because you got to pay to see her. I ain't got to pay to see my child.
He
If I
don't
want to
take
see her,
care
I
of his
come see her.
kids.
You don't have to pay to see your child, not to see your child. You don't use visitation. You don't use time with the child. You don't use that.
You try to use the baby
as
against
ransom.
me, Your Honor.
Hold on a second. As ransom for child support. He's entitled to visitation, which is one issue, and time with his children. You're entitled to support, which is another issue. The two don't necessarily go together. Because he doesn't pay support doesn't mean that he can't visit. And because you visit doesn't mean that you don't have to pay support.
Okay.
Now, just like you want to exercise and demand your right as a father to spend time with your children,
That's right.
accept your responsibility as a father to pay support for the children.
But I don't have any problem paying.
Oh,
but,
really?
But I still want to see my children.
How much have you paid since you left?
$20.
How much have you paid since you don't have any problem paying?
But me and her, I barely see her.
I asked you a simple question.
I barely see her. Me and her
I
do
didn't
not
ask
get
you
along.
that. How much have you paid since you don't have any problem paying?
It's probably a pack of diapers and a few
Like she
dollars.
said, $20 at the most.
I can't see my daughter.
You know what? Whether you see her or not, you go to court and get your custody order. But you know that that child is there, and you know the child has
I try to take her
needs.
to court about getting my daughter. Oh, you go ahead, because I'll leave town and stuff.
Well, then you still, just because she threatens to leave town, you're still supposed to exercise your rights and go ahead.
And then I be thinking, I don't want to take her from her. But if
Well,
I have to, I will.
Well, you do what you need to do
You know,
in terms of
shoot.
your custody orders, but those are all excuses.
Because I ain't letting no female stop me from seeing my daughter. I ain't
You
gonna
know-
let nobody stop me.
You know what? You sound like you're so interested in your children, and that's good. But you know, not only do you need to see your children, and I think it's all just a power play, I'm not going to let no female stop me. It's not a real interest in the children. Let it be an interest in the children, not to say I'm taking control and I'm not going to let you stop me. That's not the issue here. The issue is not the two of you playing games with each other and one trying to outdo the other. Don't let these children be pawns. You had them irresponsibly, and I said irresponsibly, and I didn't bite my tongue because you weren't ready to sit down and be parents.
But I thought I was doing the right thing, yeah.
Well, I just told you you weren't. You don't just marry somebody just because they're pregnant, because then it just compounds the problem. Marriage takes on responsibility. Children takes on additional responsibility. I don't need you to talk anymore. I've heard enough from you.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict.
But it's going to cost you. And every time you produce one, it's going to cost you some more. If it were up to me, I'd order you to have a vasectomy right now.
And an update on the case of Jamie Pym versus Derek Walker.
I was totally in love with him.
If he's gone all the time, like you say, that means you don't have a man around to take care of your physical needs either, right?
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back in the case of Tiffany Jones, who says her husband Daris encouraged her to be with other men because he wanted to be with other women.
You have any other children? Since you playing around so?
Yes,
I have one on the way.
Another child on the way?
Yes.
So if you don't want to be, if you married her, your wife, to do the right thing, you're already married. Now you're out with another woman producing another child. Is that the right thing? Is that what you call the right thing?
Me and her was not together. When
I understand that, but you still married. And remember, you do the right thing. Is that the right thing?
Yes, it is the right thing to me.
To bring another child in the world?
Yes.
Right now, you are acting and sounding real ignorant. And I want you to get yourself in somebody's school and pick up some books and some classes on parenting, child rearing, sexually transmitted disease, taking control of your life and your body, what it really means to be a father, what it really means to be committed. You're too young. You need to try to stop it now and make a commitment to that. You have two, another one on the way. That should be enough. If it were up to me, I'd order you to have a vasectomy right now. And I'm not playing. Right now, with your attitude, I'd order it. So all I can order is child support. That's what I'll order at the moment. Since you won't control yourself, you're going to pay child support for these two children in the amount of, it's not a lot of money, $300 per month. Yeah, that's what I said. It costs you. Now, that's why so you don't have a problem just running out, having sex and having fun, because you haven't had to pay any consequences yet. But it's going to cost you. And every time you produce one, it's going to cost you some more. And don't cry about, I don't have enough money for myself. You need to think about that before you do it. $300 per month for these two children. That's the order of the court, starting immediately. Immediately. I want $150, one half. What's today? On the 5th day and the 20th day of each month, starting this month. That's the court's order. Court's adjourned.
All rise.
When Divorce Court returns, an update on the case of Jamie Pym versus Derek Walker.
I call her at 3 a.m. in the morning, and a known lesbian answers my phone.
A known lesbian?
How often did you ask me to do that kind of stuff, Derek?
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in Divorce Court. Jamie Pym said her one-year marriage to Derek ended because he wanted to be a rock star.
You don't marry a man in a rock band and expect him to be home 6 nights a week.
I was totally in love with him.
If he's gone all the time, like you say, that means you don't have a man around to take care of your physical needs either, right?
I call her at 3 a.m. in the morning, and a known lesbian answers my phone.
A known lesbian?
They were talking about having a sexual
How often did you ask me to do that kind of stuff, Derek?
Jamie said that Derek left her with over $1,800 worth of bills. After hearing the evidence, the judge decided they should each pay half of the bills. Derek claims that Jamie is now dating his new boss, which she denies. However, she does admit telling his new girlfriend everything that's wrong with Derek. He is furious that Jamie has ruined his new relationship.
I think she made a good verdict. I agree with her.
Yes, I regret marrying her for a lot of reasons. I know I was wrong to marry her just for the baby and stuff. I see that. But, you know, I thought I was doing the right thing. I'm always believe that.
I do not regret marrying him.